Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vicente Loschmidt, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar with Lucie Drlikova. And we're so excited to get started, and we're so excited to see all of you here with us today. Before we get started, a couple of quick notes. First of all, for those of you who don't know, BenQ is a manufacturer of designer and photography monitors. We have the SW series, which is made for photographers, and we have the PD series, which is made for designers. And these monitors are built from the ground up to really cater to the needs of designers and photographers. And one of the most important things when you're working with design, when you're working with photography, is to be working with the most accurate colors possible. You might have had the experience before where you take a picture of something, you go to your laptop, you go to your monitor, which is perhaps not a calibrated monitor, and you try to edit the photos and you realize the colors just don't look correct. With BenQ monitors, you have the assurance that you'll have the most accurate colors possible. And we have a really great piece of news as well for all of you here today, is that all of the participants will be receiving a 10% discount code, which will be valid for a short time on the PD and SW series monitors. Beyond that, you can also check here. We have on the right side, you can see on the screen links as well that you can access. You can find here the links to the monitors for other upcoming webinars with fantastic speakers just like Lucie today. And we also have an exclusive offer from BenQ for all of you SW and PD users. You also get 1 year free of Pantone Connect Premium, which you can then use as you desire, of course, for your design projects, for your art projects. On to Lucie herself. So for those of you who are not aware yet and who are not following Lucie, I highly recommend you do. You can also find her link here in the link section. Lucie is an incredibly talented underwater photographer, and it's actually incredible to be engaging with someone who is so down to earth because she does just such incredible work. Lucie always says that she's not a very technical person, but when you actually see the amount of work that goes into her work, the sizes of her teams, the crews that she works with sometimes are 3, 4, 5, even more people, all for one shoot with all of this complicated camera and lighting and setup. And she is hands-on throughout the entire process. And you'll also be seeing that in today's webinar with some of the videos that Lucie has prepared, just how engaged and how really in love she is with her work. So we're really, really excited to get going on that. Lucie herself has also been using the SW monitor series, also which you can see here on screen for a couple of years now. And she'll also be giving some of her feedback, some of her honest feedback on the monitors as well. And the last note I'll say is that at the very end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A section. So you'll be able to ask Lucie all of the questions you have about her work and about her techniques and where she gets her inspiration. So without further ado, we can start the webinar. And Lucie, I'd love to call you to the stage. Lucie, perhaps there's a tech issue. One moment. All right, Lucie seems she'll be, she should be able to turn on her webcam now. One moment.
Sorry, I'm very, very sorry. I hope you. Hello.
We can see you and hear you perfectly now.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what I was afraid on the beginning. If something lost with my connection, so it's always happened. That means we don't need to be worried about anything. Otherwise, we just like magnet bring it to us. So I'm sorry for the interruption on the beginning. I hope there was the all bad on the beginning, and now everything will be smoothly. So thank you, Vicente, for nice words. My name is Lucie Drlikova, and I am underwater photographer based in Czech Republic, close to Prague. So before I just go quickly, will open my presentation and I will bring you through all my daily routine, my work, how I am building, and actually how I am coming to the idea from beginning till the end. So I will try to speak my best. Sorry, English is not my mother language. So give me a second and we will start. Okay, so I hope you see everything. Okay, so as I told, it's my name. Actually, I will probably start on the beginning because I started my career as a photographer very late for a lot of people. I started in age 40. Before I used to work in corporate, and scuba diving was my hobby since I was 20. And so I started slowly photograph marine life just for myself. And then in 40s, I figure out that I don't want to spend my life in corporate environment, and I would like to do something which it's has a sense for me and which will make me happy, because otherwise life is quite short, and I would like to be happy and doing something which makes me happy. So I'm actually this month, this is exactly 10 years anniversary when I started my full-time underwater photographer. Currently, I actually started in the ocean and sea. Then I moved to swimming pool, and I started build this setup in swimming pool. And it just happened by some, I call it lucky mistake, because the last day before the end of the scuba diving holiday, you cannot really go to deep dive. So we decided with my friends to just make a little bit fun and use some dresses and trying. So we started this, and then I figured out this is something which really makes me happy. So I started building it more and more till the moment now. So currently I am working and I'm based in the swimming pool in Prague, which has two parts. One of the part of the pool is 1.5 meters deep, and second part is 8 meters deep. Honestly, I don't use so much this 8 meters deep. I'm usually shooting between up to, let's say, 5 meters, no more. So currently, I'm concentrating and I'm offering to my clients the photography for women, for couples, for pregnant, and for children. And I'm offering the workshops for my students. Actually, I have students worldwide, which really I love. I love contact with my students. I have students and people coming from Australia, Puerto Rico, and different part of the world. So I'm usually doing one-on-one, because this is quite a difficult stuff. So it's different than the regular photography, and I really love to spend more time and very intensive with my students. So that's why I really don't prefer these group workshops. I'm coaching underwater modeling, and I'm also doing underwater supervisor and coach for film and advertising industry, which they hired me to prepare some actress for some role, because I do actually everything on free diving and on one breath. So and plus I have very much experience with the model and with the dancing. And last year I also started doing more video. So I did some advertising, and also I did few music video clips, and which really attracts me to something new for me, and we'll see what will happen next. So now, because I would like to understand who the people are if you are a photographer or not. So I have a question for you. If you please can decide that, I give you like 30 seconds. If you click, so I understand if I'm talking more to professional people or mixed, or it is more just somebody who is curious about underwater photography. So a lot of professional photographers. Good. Experience it. Nice. So I think we may be closed. And now I would like ask my colleague if she can show us the result. So we have mainly it's experience set and beginner. So it's good. It's good. So I can go more to the details so you will understand. Okay, thank you very much for the question, answering the question. And we go, okay, I will show, before I start explaining more about the storytelling underwater, I will show you a little bit of my portfolio, and I will go through and I will talk about how we can create. So let's start by the women. First, what you see on pictures, there's always different backgrounds. So for example, here you can see there's a black background, which I'm shooting because pool is not natural environment. So, and the pools has a tiles. So I need to cover the tiles with different backgrounds. So from my experience, the best is working for me, the black one. As you can see, really the sunlight's coming when I'm working with the lights. So this is the type of women pictures. Actually, this picture on the left side, if you see, the picture is photographed upside down. So she was hanging the heads down, and my assistant holding her feet, and then in Photoshop I turned the picture opposite, and the background, which you see the clouds, this is a printed background. I have actually in this position, I think something around like 10 backgrounds, which I'm using. Some of them are just solid colors, and some of them I just printed. So I was working here, making pictures of the clouds, and then I printed this big background. Sometimes I'm using it when I need the clouds underwater. So this is some fun picture which we did with celebrities for charity. And so you see, this is the same on the right side. There is the same background with the sky as I use it on the last picture, which I showed you. Here is a classical on the black background, just the lights is here, use it. So I created daylights. So that means I didn't use the daylights, but I created by myself the daylights using my my strobes and lights through the diffuser. So I created something which, because I love the natural lights, but not always we are able to do on the swimming pool the natural lights, especially if I'm shooting in the winter time and there is not so much lights coming through to the swimming pool. Also, I'm doing the type of pregnancy, maternity pictures. So with the mom, future mom, I'm actually working only in the deep of 1.5 meters. I'm not doing more because for me is the safety of the mom and the baby the most key important, because the picture is always on the second. The safety is always the first and the priority. So to be safe, this is always 1.50 meters. But because using the black background, it's make me the feeling like there is a big deep. because it's something like optical illusion. And that's why I love to use the black background for this, because on the light background, you see on the left picture, you can see there is a bottom. On the black picture, you don't see there is a bottom on the picture. So this is example of playing with the lights. So like on the left picture, you see there is a more strong the backlights and very low, shallow front backgrounds, because I wanted to make more silhouettes. And the right picture, there is a more lights in the face. So this is always playing what you want to play. So also I do picture with the mom and babies, but here I'm very careful because the babies needs to have experience, usually swimming with the mom since 3 months old, and should be for the baby comfortable, and the baby, it cannot be definitely first time for the baby, because it will be for them very stressful. It's need to be experienced baby with the water and the mom, and then it's working. So I always ask the people if how much experience they have. Plus with the kids, you can never really guarantee, because it can change everything within 1 minute, and the baby say no. And I'm never pushing babies and kids to go underwater, because I would like that they still have this good memory with the water. So never please push babies, kids, if they don't want. So this is an example of men. I don't have so many men, because usually my clients are women. There is only few men which they would like, or I need to convince them. Like for example, I will show you now the video. The man on the picture on the right side, it's a former Manchester United player, Karel Poborsky, which is a friend of mine. And I will show you how we did the video with Karel. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so here we will see how we did and how many people was included in this photo shoot. I have to say it was a little bit more easy, because Karel is experienced scuba diver. So he had like experience with water. He was not afraid. He was fine, which was very much helpful. What was the key? The key was take all air from the balloon out, and it needs to be filled with the water. Otherwise, the balloon is going up immediately. So they cannot be not little bit air. It needs to be full 100% full of water, and then the ball is stay in the underwater. Otherwise, no. So here you can see some of the final images, and you see the team. There's always when I am shooting underwater, I always has a safety team. They need to be always somebody who is only watching if the person is okay, and the person and the safety team can immediately take the person out of the water, because you never know. We always say it's better to have a safety team and not use it than opposite. So always, whatever person, it can be experienced person, but I have my personal rule. I never shoot in deep water without safety team. And deep water means below 2 meters. Because it's easy, especially by women, when I'm shooting in big dress, it can be issue any minute. So we reduced all sounds from the video, so I can talk. So there is a no sound video. So here, that's how we created. In this situation, was very difficult to make a focus point because of this part. So it was quite challenging, but we had a lot of fun. So we are almost by end. Okay, then the happy team. Okay. Okay, thank you. And I go back to my presentation. So we talk about the men. I do also couples, which is honestly always when you have more than one person, it's more difficult because the people underwater, they don't see. So the visibility for them, it's not sharp. And sometimes there's a one person here, second person there, and they are just running everywhere. So it's for me, if I have a people when they are like really cannot find each other, for me it's a good point to give them something which is stable. Like if you see the swing in the middle, this is some stable point for them, so they are not moving and they don't need to find each other. So it's on the beginning for the first half hour for them perfect, and then they start to feel more comfortable, and then they can swim to each other and find each other because they are not standing. There is a quite deep water below them. So for them, for me, I think it's better that they have some stable point. And I do children, which I love, because kids who loves water are always fun and they are not afraid and they have no fear. It's really nice. And my big love is open water, but because Czech doesn't have a sea or ocean, it's always more difficult because I need to travel and always depending everything on the money and budget and if you can take some model or not. This is actually my friend Christina Zenato in Bahamas. The sharks are real, everything is real. I will show you this in video. Christina is well known and very famous shark lady. She is working 30 years with the shark. Otherwise, I will not let any models just go there and stay there without any experience with the shark. So we did this with Christina because she knows what she's doing and she is there home with them. So there's some, for the left side on the picture, this is something, one of my most favorite places. It's cenotes in Mexico, because this is like laser show. It's fantastic. You don't need any your light. It's just you, model, and the nature, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I will show you some video how we created in the natural environment. Give me a second. I will find it. Sorry, give me a second. I cannot find it. And here we go. I'm sorry, this is old video. So I did it on very, very old GoPro, I think 2. So the quality is not perfect, but it's not about the quality. I started making this video that the people will believe me that it's real, because a lot of people were thinking, oh, this is Photoshop, this can be not real, there is no shark. So I started creating like documentation behind the scene. So this is Christina, and this is in a very cold, I think like 10 meters deep cave. So, and it was, the temperature of the water was 21 degrees, and she was there, I guess, like 2 hours. So, like, honestly, I cannot do it. She is an iron lady. She can do everything. So this you can see exactly. This is the playing with the perspective. When I jump in the cave, I saw this ladder. So always when I am there, I'm trying to look different size and from upside down and looking the environment to find the angle which I love. And now what you see, this is a mangrove, which for me, it's a very, very mystery. The mangrove, it's like a baby garden for sharks, small sharks. They are covered there until they are big and then go to the deep ocean because they are there because they are more hidden and nobody can really eat them when they are babies. And this is on the wreck. This is approximately, I think, like 25 meters deep. And Christina, we had behind this, she has this diving equipment by her feet. So she was posing like 1 minute, and then she was breathing, and then again she left it, and she was posing. But with her, honestly, she can hold her breath like for almost 8 minutes. So I was not worried. And that's where we were shooting with the sharks. They was everywhere. She kicked him in that moment. She saw him. He was too curious, so she kicked him like nothing. So there was the sharks all around. This is a big grouper. Honestly, it was very funny because she was with him like talking, like and he was looking her. So it was really nice situation, and it was really by big luck. And the sharks we met around and just watched this. It was really a magical moment for me. So this is what we created with Christina. And this is Photoshop, and this is how she's working with the sharks. So it was wonderful to really observe her. So if you have a chance to go once in Bahamas, I highly recommend diving with Christina. Christina Zanato is her name, and she's a really wonderful person. So this is short video what we created in natural environment. So go back to my presentation. So, and I do commercial stuff. This is example of commercial, which was for the hair products, shampoo products. So this is the hair cosmetic. This left side was for Dead Sea mineral cosmetic. Right side was for the producer of bathroom equipments. And so now this was actually what I'm doing, like my job. And so what I'm using Nikon Z7 II with the lens 70-35 and Fragma 2.8. What is not really good by underwater photography, you cannot very often to switch the lenses or the body of camera unless you are very rich, because you need to buy all the time new underwater case, and usually the underwater case cost double price of the body of the camera. So you really need to think when you are buying what you will buy, because you don't want to change it every year. So, and I am using Nauticam case. And plus, I start using 2 years ago the underwater monitor, Atomos Ninja 5 in Nauticam case, and honestly, I love it. Before, I was looking through the small window, and because I'm aging, so I don't see so good. So for me, the monitor really helps me a lot. And I have flashes from Subtronic, and I have various lights. I have daylights, I have some LED lights. depends on what we are filming, because sometimes when we do big production, like for advertising, I'm renting the equipment, like big Arisan, because it's cost so much money. So I don't want to really buy it and spend 1 million for the Arisan. So for me, it's better to rent it for this project, for this advertising or something like that. And the second part of my job is a post-production. So as Vicente already say on the beginning, I'm using the monitor from BenQ SW321C, which I love. And we will talk later about it when we talk about the post-production part. And I am using the MacBook Pro because sometimes I need to travel and I cannot take my monitor with me, so because it's too big and too heavy. So I'm using the Mac. And now we came more to the point of the underwater storytelling, from the idea to final image. This is something which, let's say, stay here. Something which I do for myself, because I need to feed my inner soul to be able to create for clients. I hope you understand what I mean, because if I'm only working for clients, I will get soon empty. So I love to create something which is important for me, to have this balance and have a feeling I'm still creative and I can push it to no limits. So usually this is how it works. Honestly, I think I am a lucky person because I have a visions. So what's happened to me, when I get an idea, I didn't get the idea as idea. I get this idea as a vision of final picture, and it's coming to me in unexpected moments. So sometimes I just driving the car and I get this vision. So I need to put it on my dictaphone to really make notes, or I am in the bed and I have my notebooks, like notes everywhere, and I'm making quick drawing, not very detailed, because this idea is coming and leaving in 10 seconds. So if I'm not drawing it quickly, I usually forget it completely in half hour. I have no idea what was the vision. So you can see usually the vision, it's then very similar to my final picture, because this is this picture below, this is usually what I see in my vision. So if you see, there is sometimes small details different, but most of them, like I would say like 95%, it's what I was seeing and I draw. This is what I created later because I'm creating the vision which I had before. So this is example how I am working with the vision. So, and the key message, because I think when you create for yourself, I will speak only for myself because I don't know how every person create differently, and there is no bad or good way. I just explained about my way. So for me, it's the key message, what I want to tell with the picture, because I cannot create picture for this project, for my creation, just like that. It has no point and no sense for me. So I need to have some vision, what I want to tell with the picture. And my vision and what I want to tell generally with my picture, this is what I wrote here. So it's mean, I believe that everyone has a small child inside, whatever age we are. And very often we forget this and push it away. I would like that the people who see my images to feel like they are in magical waterland where gravity and rules do not exist. I would like to take them back for a moment to their childhood's dream, forgetting the hard reality of a life, and for a second to believe in magic again. So for me, the key message is to be for a moment back child, because everybody has a child inside, everybody, and somebody really push it so much back, so no, almost no. And honestly, what I like, I have big my inner child. I think I am still child inside, and that's why I love create these stuffs to make people feel happy, because they saw bad things only when you open the internet and looking all the news. It's terrible. So I would like that sometimes just we stop it and think about something nice, positive, some fairy tales which we saw as a kids, as a baby. So mother read to us, something like that. So that's why I started created in 2016. I started create my project, and I call it Once Upon a Dream in Waterland. And this project is very much important for me. It's a very personal, and it's already 6 years. Yes, 6 years. And the project is about girl Stella, and she was born underwater from sea foam. And when she was born, her godmother, the sea angel, gave her a book which called Once Upon a Dream in Waterland. And Stella is living and growing in the sea, so from small baby till adult woman. And every night when she's go to sleep, she is reading a story, and she's dreaming the story. And for me, it's a personal, because this is part of my life. I always wanted to have a baby girl, which unfortunately I don't have. And I always wanted to read her the fairy tale book and painting with her the fairy tale. And this is somehow like my daughter now. So I'm creating this like my baby, to living these fairy tales through this project. So, and everything in this project, which is a key for me, everything is handmade. So that means I am doing from background, I'm sewing the costumes, I'm doing the makeups, I'm doing the props, everything. I'm doing the scenarios, all the project. And so it's a lot of work, but I love it because it's mine. So no, because if I will work on this project with it will probably not a problem. I can ask designer, invite, I can ask this, but then I will be only photographer. And I love in this what I'm doing, I love that I'm the creator. I'm the creator of the story, and photography is only part of this, what I'm doing to create the story. So, sorry, I hope you understand. So this is how the story started. I painted in 2014 this picture on the left side, which I call Stella, my baby. And I painted it. And then when I was watching this painting, I came to the idea of creating this girl underwater. And then I sit with a pen and started drawing. And then I came to the idea and the whole concept of this project. And actually, I prepared it. I get this idea in 2016. I start drawing. I start preparing. I started sewing dresses. And the first picture we did in 2018, January, I think. So it took me almost 2 years prepare whole the concept, because it's a quite big long. I'm already working on this, like fully working like 5 years. And I think I still need like 2 years till the end of the project. So this is example how from drawing came to the picture. So, and this is the first image from my story, which I created. And it's called the Queen of the Fairies map. And she's opening the gate to the waterland. If you look on the door on the top is a big sign V, like water, like W. It's like waterland, and she's opening the door and telling the people, come inside, and I will tell you the story. I will open for you the door. And what you see on the picture, this is real. This is all was underwater. And honestly, this was, I would say, one of my difficulties, which I served to myself on the beginning, to don't make it easy, Lucy. So this is a background. We will talk more about that. This is a background. And the background, I was going in the forest and shooting a lot of picture of forest. I created this photo. Then I was by the printer and I let print it on the big background from the plastic. And the background was 5 meters deep and I think 7 meters bright. And it was from panels. And then we glue it together, make one big background. Then I order a lot of plastic green leaves, which with the hot glue, I put it each, and my team on the spool, we put it, the glue there. I will show you the video. Actually, maybe it will good that I will explain by the video. So give me a second. I will start playing the video. Where is the map? Okay. Okay. So here is the video how we create this queen map. Is it playing? I don't know what's going on.
From our side, we can see the video fine, Lucy.
Okay, it was from my side. Okay, so I was preparing, I was handmade doing, first I make the drawing, exactly what I want. Then I found a model for this, and according the model size, I prepared the dress, handmade. So this is when I was working. So this is the dress from the Fairy Queen map. With this is done from glass, and so this is my model. So I'm doing also makeup by myself and all that stuff. So it was quite a lot of work, and honestly, see, now you can see this is the background which we glued together because there was a panel, and then we put a lot of this green leaves to make it like 3D, like plastic. Honestly, it was a lot of money and a lot of work. But in the moment, this is the pool, in the moment when I saw it underwater, I almost cried in my mask. I feel it so happy because it's something like the vision which you had. It's coming to life, and it was really wonderful to see it. So this is the team. So a lot of people on the beginning when I started, there was friends who helped me. Now I have my stable team who is working with me, and we know each other a long time, so we know what to expect. So this is underwater first. we created this, and then during the shooting, I decided to make a hole in the door and put a light from opposite side to make the light through the hole, make it more realistic. So sometimes it's happened. Oh, I'm again frozen. I don't know what you see, but I hope you
No,
see.
from our side, the video is still playing fine.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. It's maybe, so I don't know what you see now in the moment, but so now you see. So when you see the light in the door, later we did a hole and put a light through this from opposite side. So this is on the, so it was really fun. So you can see there's a lot of these flowers and everything, and it was all made only for one picture. So only for one scene. This is the scene how we work it, and it was quiet. And I don't want to use it for nothing else because I want that it stay unique for the scene of the Queen map. See, this is the safety team. So always it's good to have somebody from the safety team. I'm again frozen. Sorry, maybe the videos are big and they will be a little bit frozen by my side, but I hope you are seeing this normally. So
We can
there's
see everything
always
fine, Lucy, don't worry.
Yeah. Usually I have one person who is this is the work of the safety. Usually I have one person above water who is working with the light. Then I have one up to two person in the water who are working with the flashes. And usually you see the umbrella. This is because I always use it as a diffuser to make it the light softer, not hard, and look more natural and not very strong light. So Vicente, I hope we will be better because I'm still, my connection, it's funny.
Yeah, the video has already ended on our side.
Okay, so you ended. Thank you very much for telling me. So I'm going back to that. Okay. So this is, now I'm shooting this story, this project, like mixed, because sometimes I found the girl who can be Stella in age 1 year, but before this I found a girl who will be Stella 15. So I'm shooting like mixing, but on the end, when the project is done, they will be order. So coming from small girl till adult girl. So this is the scene on the beginning when the Stella was born. This is the godmother sea angel. The baby inside, it's not a real baby. This is a plastic doll, which look very realistic, and it's filled with the water that stay in the shell. So because this will be too young baby. So this is example of the stories and fairy tales which are part of the project. This is, for example, on the left side, this is Stella when she is 1.5 years old with the Moonlight Princess. This is Moonlight Princess and Stella when she was like 14, 15. And this is Stella when she was like 10, 11, and she's sleeping. This is her bed underwater. And honestly, this was very hard because it took us like 5 hours to bring the bed and all the blankets and everything underwater and create it. And the fish, what you see there, the big one, the angelfish, it's it's not real, but it's there because I make a picture of, by my scuba diving, I did a picture of this fish. Then I printed this fish on fabric. Then I sew from the fabric like pillow with the picture of the fish. And then I put it on the plastic small, like for fishing, fishing wire or fishing nets or how you call it. So you don't see it. And the fish was there and she was playing with the picture. If you would like to see, I have on my YouTube channel, there is a, for every shooting for my project is a video behind the scenes, so you can find it if you are curious about that. So it was quite challenging, especially nowadays, all the beds, there is all plastic materials inside, so everything is swimming up. So we had a quite issue to make it heavy and to bring it to the bottom. So it was challenging. So this is Stella before the sleep. She's reading the book and then she's dreaming the stories. And this is a story. This is the Queen of the Sun. She's welcoming the sun every morning for the people. And this picture is shooted opposite. So it's upside down. So she was in this position, belly up, and there was a big plastic ball filled with the light. And in the moment when I push on my bottom, the lights, well, it is strobe, so it started to make a shine on the photo, and it's look like the sun is rising. And this is this part of the series called Daughter of the Sun. They are Daughter of the Sun, which we saw before, and they are, the sun is on the surface and the daughters of the sun are below. So the story here is every night the sun is going behind the horizon in the water, and the daughter of the sun take care for him during the night. And when is coming back the day and sunrise, the daughter of the sun bring the sun back for the people, so to have daylight. So this is part of the story. This is from the fairy tale Dream Spinner. So the lady is a dream spinner who is spinning the dreams for the whole Waterland and also for Stella. So thanks to her, Stella can sleep and dream her story. So this is, I will show you short video from the Dream Spinner. It's here. Okay, this is not behind the scene. This is just very shortly the video how the models was below the water. And this lady is former dancer. I love to use dancers because they are moving very naturally and the gesture are so elegant that somebody who cannot dance, it's very difficult to create this. So always is a big plus if your model is a dancer, because see, look at the legs, it's going automatically. She's not thinking about the fingers, nothing. It's going natural for her, and it's always very beautiful. So the lady came to me, I think, one day as a client, and she was so beautiful that I asked her if she can be my dream spinner for the project, and she agreed. So this was a short video from this. Okay. So, and here I created Freya, the Ice Queen. And for example, on the left side, when you see the stone, it's not a Photoshop, it's a pure crystal, and I put this I don't know, silicone, this small wire when you go to fishing, so they are not visible, and I put them between the fingers, so she hold it, and I put a light from the bottom, so, and the picture calls she's creating the icebergs. So to make it, so I just love to make everything real. I know I can do it in Photoshop, but for me it will be not the same. I knew that I was cheating. So and I love the creating. So that's why I really spent better for me time to really think about it, how to create, and to find the way how to create, and not really just Photoshop. So this is the Stella Freya. This is the Freya when she was, honestly, this is one on the top. This is the eyes, and this eyes I created. I was buying aquarium, and I put a lot of ice, so I make a picture of the eyes and put it there. This is a Princess Dandelion. This is a story from my childhood, from my grandma. What I always do, every picture has a something special, small, very small things, which is important for me. Usually nobody knows it, but I know it. Like here, she has a ring which belonged to my grandmother. So I always know this was her fairy tale. So I always put, and each picture is something meaningful for me, because I create the story first and all the project for myself. And I believe if you create something for yourself with a full heart, this is the most important, and this make you happy. And if you happy and you give everything, this always is coming the way when the people will see it. And if not, but I am happy, and this is the key. So this is I created the Evil Queen from the Snow White, and this was very funny. It is. On the left side, you see there's a small devils in the red. So the devils is my assistants, and they cannot see. So for them, it was very, very difficult, because they could not see what's going on, even when they came up. And I tell them, oh, can you do please on the right side? My assistant always told me, don't tell me look, because I don't see nothing. All the time they had covered eyes and everything, and only they did it what I told them to do, and by feeling of the fingers, but they didn't see nothing. And this is the whisper of the evil. And I will show you, I did very short, not spending so much time on that. I will show you if we have this evil queen video. Okay. I hope it's going.
Yeah, we can see it playing from our side.
I'm sorry, I am frozen, guys, by the video. So I hope you see something. I'm frozen by the videos. Now I see something a little bit. So, but you can see what's going on with the evil. On the beginning, there was nothing, and then we put her small goggles. But still, for the assistants, it was, I think, the very difficult job, because I don't see, and it's frozen. Vicente, when the video is finishing, can you please tell me?
No worries. We're 55 seconds into the video right now, but we can see it completely fine.
Okay, because I can. The video is quite heavy. But I hope you see what was also without my comment, what's going on. Don't take the quality serious. It's really on old GoPro done. So you see it's the quality of the video. It's not good, but you see how we created. I create this velvet, like all that stuff, and this mirror and everything. And the model is a Czech actor. I love this one. I love this. This was really one of my favorite, and it was very, very heavy dress. So she almost could not move. She was, we always bring her to the scene, like the assistant bring her to the position. Then he left her and again bring her because she was not able in the heavy dress even move, not even like 20 centimeters. It was just really heavy.
So the video is ended now, Lucie.
Okay, thank you very much. And I go back to my... Okay. So this is the Snow White, also Czech actress Lucie. This is the Forest Fairy. This is the Flower Fairy. The picture on the left side, it's shooted opposite. So it was difficult, very much difficult for her, because this headpiece, it's a very huge piece of flowers, and the dress is flowers, everything. And she was all time head down without nose clip. So it was for her really difficult. I think for the model, this was one of the most difficult because this piece was like 1 meter. So she almost could not move. This is the Stardust Princess. This is the sea witch, which the story is there are two sea witch. One is a good, called Chrysaea. Second is a bad, who drowned the sailors, Tinea. And it's called, I call these fairy tales after my friend Christina, the one from the sharks. Her name is Christina. That's why one is Chrysaea and the second is Tinea. And this is both hair on the picture. And the left is a good one who helps the sailor, and the right is the bad one who drove the sailor. So they are twins sea witches. Sometimes I make some fairy tales. I am using the one which I know from my childhood, from my mom, from my grandmas, and some of them I just created new fairy tale. I decided I want to have this, and I imagined this, so I created the fairy tale by myself. So this is the Queen of the Sea. This is created two picture in one. One picture I bought in this piece, this statue I bought for aquarium, and I put it in the water as an aquarium props. And I make the picture. Then I shoot at Carolina underwater, and then I put these two pictures together. So, and this is real what we created. This was, I think, the biggest headpiece I created and the heaviest one. I think it was like easy 20 kilograms on her head. She could not walk. She was only standing, and we bring her to the head, and she was standing, and then again we take it. It was really heavy, but beautiful. And this one we created, I used to live in Florida, so we created this one in Miami. And this is the phoenix or firebird. This is the fairy tale from my childhood. And the right side, again, is this great opposite, like the phoenix is running on the water, but it's created opposite. Here, it's a part of Stella when she is like adult. Honestly, I I have more pictures, but I didn't include now all pictures because we will be here for a very long time. So I decided on some small, and this is example of my last shooting, which we created was Alice in the Waterland with beautiful Adelka. She's very, very perfect young girl. Okay, now we go. This is example of my dresses which I prepared for clients, not so off, but for my project I do everything as I said. And this is the different part like of headpieces. So I'm working with different material, which for example the thermoplastic material, glass material, fake flowers, and a lot of stuffs. And this is what when we call about the background, how I'm creating this. On the right side, you see the final picture, which I sent to the printer to print the background. And on the left side, you see how does it look underwater. Of course, the quality underwater is always not so perfect as because to printing this big, huge size, is the quality always is not so fantastic, but you don't see it honestly in the water. So, and for me, what is key, it's I have really full commitment and dedication for that. And I have a really great team, which I really love. And it's like a part of my family. It's actually my family. The girls which I'm working with, like the girl on the right side, Pavlina, she is with me from the first moment when I moved to Czech Republic, and I started shooting in 2016. So she's from the first moment with me till today, and I hope she will still. And what is key for me, I mentioned it many times already, it's the safety first, because no picture it's worth the human's life. So about the post-production, I have a question to understand, and I will ask my colleague Rita if she can please. Yes, I would like to understand, because a lot of you are like professional photographer, what do you use? If you use the monitor or laptop, or no vote because you are not photographer and you are not using anything of this. So just to understand. Okay, so most of you, it's good to see, because honestly, I don't understand. I cannot imagine to have editing on my regular laptop, because I don't see nothing. And if something happened and I should by some like situation use laptop, it's for me quite nightmare, because I don't see it so detailed. And so good to know. Okay, I think most of you are using professional monitor, which is nice, and I fully understand you. Okay, thank you very much for the question, and I think we can follow. Rita, thank you. Okay, now we can talk more about the part when I am out of the water, which honestly, time consuming is the biggest part, because the water is usually, for example, when I shoot like Alice in Waterland, there is a like preparation long, there is a 7 hours shooting. We were there in swimming pool, but then I was 1 week by the computer, only editing the picture, selecting the picture, choosing, and all that. So, and I am, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is the monitor which I'm using from BenQ SW321C. And this is my daily life. And what's happened to me, I told Vicente on the beginning, I am now doing from my laptop this streaming. And for me, I didn't use my laptop, I think, very, very long time. So for me, it was on the beginning very difficult, because I'm so much used to the big monitor, So it took me like yesterday a long time to really get back to small. So what about this monitor? It's 32-inch LCD. You can find a lot of stuff on internet, guys. I will not tell you all these details because if you are interested, and who is interested, it's going on the internet, seeing review. I have very detailed review on my YouTube channel about this monitor in Czech language and English subtitle. But 2 or 3 most key things is, for me, the monitor is matte, so it reduces all the lights which are coming around, and it's not shining for me. So it's like very matte, which is very good also for the eyes, because since I'm using monitors, my eyes do not hurt me. And what is it's for me key, it's the final output, because I'm printing each my clients when I am doing a regular photo session. It's getting pictures not only on digital, but I'm printing a picture for them. So that's mean they are getting the box on home address after when the picture are ready on home address, and there is a printed on high quality 100 miller paper the pictures, the final images. And I want to have the control of what I'm printing, because I don't want to have then yellow faces or orange faces or blue faces. So this is good. And what is good, it can simulate me the paper which I'm using, how does will look like. So I can still a little bit adjust it to have it perfect, because I'm very much in detail person. So this is for me the key. And key is that I really love this size of the monitor. And I think everybody who spends hours and hours on the computer, I think they agree how much convenient it is, and how much it means to have an eye. Okay. So this is from my side. I'm not really technical. If you have a lot of technical question, maybe Vicente can answer them, or you can find on the BenQ website or Instagram, or you can write them. But I'm just the person who use it and love it. So when we go I prepared post-production video. And because when I will do online post-production, it will take me probably 1 hour. Usually the picture takes like 40 minutes to 1 hour. And sometimes I'm slowly, sometimes not. So I filmed it yesterday. I did yesterday editing one regular video, my clients from last Friday. So this is actual. I edited this video and I make it a little bit speed up, so you can see what my daily routine by editing is. What I'm doing, I'm playing usually with hair. I am playing with the dresses, and I will now post the video, but I would like to ask you, I am now, Vicente, I'm disconnecting and connecting in 1 second again, because I would like to comment the video, and otherwise I cannot see the video, if you agree.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for understanding.
While we're waiting for Lucy to come back, we'd like to show here, we mentioned before that we have a discount code, which is valid until the 6th of June, which you can use not just on the SW line, but also on the PD BenQ line. And we'll also be sending this discount code to you afterwards by email. And if you'd like, you can access also via the links we have here on the right side. So you can at any point access the SW series, the PD series. We also mentioned before the 1 year free of Panto Connect Premium that you have. And of course, to also check out Lucie's work, you can do that via the links on the right side.
Okay, I'm back here.
Welcome back.
Okay, so wish me luck. I will try to do the video. Okay, I hope it will work much more easier. Post-production example. Okay, so here is this. So here you can see on the left side, this is the raw picture, which this is directly from the camera. And on the right side, this is the final image. So what I did from left to right. So first, I hope it's playing. Yeah, okay. First, I did everything in the raw. Then I am selecting the pictures which I like most. For example, 4. Then between the 4, then I decided which one. And the one, usually I'm more looking, for me, the key is the body. I can see the hands. I can see, because with the dress I can play. I usually like to keep it everything here. And so this is first I do in the raw. So I do usually white balance, because sometimes the picture really needs to have white balance, because many times you get this little bit bluish feeling from the water. Then usually I start with the size, how I wish to have the picture, the proposition of the picture, and then I am starting to feeling the gap, which are not there, which is quite easy. Okay, so this is, so I'm here, and I'm then what I cannot feel, then I am using the clone to get the feeling. So first I'm preparing everything on the background. Of course, when you are shooting outside, like in ocean and sea, it's much more convenient because you don't need to do this. This is only happen when you do a swimming pool, because then you have a corners, and especially my swimming pool has a 6 corners. It's not a straight one. So it's like hole, which has this corner, so you can see it, a lot of stuff's there. So until I have another pool, I need to play with that little bit in Photoshop, because I don't want to have it there. And that's my problem. Somebody, it's okay to have it there, but I'm very much picky, detailed, and so I'm doing until I am happy with that. So, but everybody has a different feeling. Somebody is okay to really keep it there. So so first I prepared everything on the background, and I clean the background, and I make this how it will look like. And then I decided to make the dress bigger. So I found a picture which I liked the dress, but I didn't like her face, and I didn't like the one hand is not visible. So I clone this, I cut this dress, and I will adjust my pictures with this dress, make it bigger. Because what I love sometimes it's happened that you don't need to do it, because the moving in the water makes the dress perfectly, and it's not necessary. But sometimes not. So you need to deliver the picture to your clients, and the picture needs to be perfect. So I'm playing, because I know that every woman, they have this dress big, flying, very light and airy. So I try to do it, and sometimes now you can see, always I do like big, and then I get it smaller, so I see the distance between the picture, because sometimes when I'm looking it so much, I don't see, and now I change again the disposition. For me, it's just about my feeling, how I feel the final picture. See, So there is a lot of, and now little bit the final touch is with the liquidity, just like the final one. But I'm not doing everything with the liquidity because sometimes you can lose the pixels. So I'm doing only what is necessary, and I cannot take from another picture. See, and now I remembered by underwater, when you have mirroring, you cannot do the dress below and forget about mirroring, because then you will see it's not true. And I took this picture because I want to show you the example of the nose. I don't do it by everybody, because like 60-70% of the women, they are without the nose clip. Some woman, like this one, this was on the end. She was quite tired and she asked me to have this nose clip for this last picture. So I choose this picture to show you how I am editing the nose. I am taking the nose before she was without the clip because she was okay. So I'm cloning the nose, and I'm sometimes using the nose because for me, it's the client need to be comfort. And if she was on the end discomfort and ask me for that, I better give her the nose clip, then she will feel not okay. Because for me, it's a key that she loved this session, she's happy, she enjoy it, and I don't want to have any stress underwater. I just want to have a fun. So, and then I do a lot of things, small things which are there, some bubbles which I don't like, some bubbles I keep. Usually on the dress, I take everything out because I don't like it. On the black background, it's fine, the small bubbles, because it's part of the background. So also I delete this nose clip in the mirror, which is important, because you don't want to deliver the picture to the client, then on the you see this clip. Okay, and now when it's everything done, I am working with the different plugs, different like filters, which create me, for example, I had a light before, but I want to have a little bit more sun rays. So I create a little bit, see, there is a difference between, so just a little bit slightly, and also I'm adding some lights. See, this is the program which adding some lights on some point, which for me give the pictures this final touch. So the pictures stay same, but it's more playing. But this is, there is no rules. Each person has different style. So this is no point that you copy somebody if you don't believe in this. So you need to do it as you feel it, because there is no bad or good. It's just your feeling, and that's it. Because I do what I think it's best. I would like to have on my picture, if the picture will be mine. And that's for me the key. So now you can play a little bit color if you want to adjust the red a little bit darker, lighter. So this is more final touch up, which I do on the picture. And the last one, I do the sharpness. And the last one, see, I again add some background to make this the final. So this is final. In the real time, I edited in real time, no hurry. In my regular standard norm, I edited it 40 minutes. And that's usually what I do. If we shoot outside in natural environment, usually it's much more faster, because I am not editing any background and stuff which are connected with that. So I think this is quick vision how I edit. I am not definitely master of editing. I think I had my style, and plus I am self-taught. I learned everything by myself. So I didn't study, no photography, no Photoshop, nothing. And I learned it by myself, by my feelings, sometimes by tutorial on YouTube. And so this is how I feel it's okay for me. So this is, stop this, and I go back to my presentation. So, and I think this generally all from my side. So I think you had this vision, what I am doing, how I am doing in briefly. Honestly, if we should go in details, we will be here very long time. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, and usually when I do the workshop with my students, it took us 3 days, and we are still only talking, and on the end, still it's not done, and we are emailing or sometimes phoning and writing messages. So I think the key is, and my message will be, if you want to do underwater photography, do it because you love it and you love to create. And I think this is the key for me. And I love water and being there. And I love playing. I love really, let's say, using my inner child to create all these fairy tale things, but it doesn't mean that it's the only way. Each person has a different way, and each person has something different to say and tell, and this is okay. So I think this is, here you can see the contact. If you will have any question or something, you can write me on, message me on Instagram, on my website. There's a formula when you can reach me if you have any question. And I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. And I am sorry for this internet connection by the video. But if you really liked it, you can watch them all on YouTube or on my Instagram or website. So thank you very much for listening me, and I will give the word to Vicente, and then on the end I will go through all your question and answer the question which you wrote me, or if you have any, you can still write me the question.
Great. Thank you so much, Lucie. Just as Lucie said, the webinar is not over yet, so we're now going into the Q&A section. So you should see here in the bottom right, you have the Q&A box. You can now ask all of the questions that you have to Lucie about her technique, about her, about the equipment that she uses. Really feel free to ask away. For those of you who will be leaving beforehand, as said before, you have here the discount code, which we'll also be sending to you.
I'm sorry, I forget it completely.
No, completely fine. We also have here the discount code, which we've had here for a couple of minutes now already, that you can of course use until the 6th of June. And if you enjoyed today's webinar, you can also see here in the link section, we have here the upcoming webinars. We're always hosting incredible webinars with incredible artists, just like Lucie in the area of design, photography, really in a lot of really very fascinating directions, and with incredible artists just like Lucie. So with that being said, Lucie, I'll hand it back over to you for the Q&A. I already see we have a couple of questions coming in, so we'll get started on that.
Okay. Sorry. So, Marlene, what kind of lights do you use? So I use strobes from Subtronic, which are quite strong. And for the video lights, I have various. Honestly, I bought a lot of cheap lights in China, and also I have some lights which I like from Litra from United States. So, and Marlene, how do you create the sun underwater? So I explain it in the by the sun picture. I had this big plastic round ball which has a hole, and in the hole I give my strobe, or in case that I am doing video, I put there the video lights, and then I have it on stick, putting underwater. So, and in the moment when I push the button on shooting and it strobes, it's lighted everything, and the light is coming from the sun. So I created usually with the ball, plastic ball, which I bought like plastic garden light, and I take everything the electronic outside, so I have only this big ball without nothing, and I put the light inside. So I hope I answered. Alex, we watched the video. Alex, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for the videos. Maria, the video is not going on. It's stopped with the make-up up, Alice. I am very sorry, Maria, for the videos. Please, can you watch them on my account or Instagram or website? Renee, how do you make the bubbles underwater? I tried different stuff, but nothing worked really well so far. Okay, guys, I am doing bubbles different ways. First, if I want to have easy bubble, just few one, I ask one of my assistants going deep on one breath. She's going deep and she is going below the model feet, and then is doing like that, and the bubbles are all around. So one breath, so she completely breathes out underwater. The bubbles are there and the assistant is coming up. All my assistants are very experienced underwater. That's why they can do it. Or there is a second way, when I do something more complicated and I need the bubbles there. I usually have a scuba diver person below with equipment to make bubbles, and there's many types of equipment. Sometimes I use very easy equipment. This is I don't know, I will draw it. I hope you will see it. It's like this for spaghetti. I hope you see it. It's for spaghetti, and I put this automatic from air from the scuba diver below this for spaghetti, and this is a lot of hole, so the bubbles are coming very nicely small, and I asked the scuba diver to moving with the hands like shaking, so that means the bubbles, small bubbles, are everywhere. So and also when we did buy some advertising, so there was more complicated. We have this special stick with the holes, the air was pushing there and it's coming. So it's always, but the cheapest way, I ask my assistant to breathe out and doing this, so the bubble are everywhere. So this is approximately how I create this. Renee, how do you fix the background strobe underwater? I am not usually fixing them. They are holding by my assistant, and it's look like this. My assistant has this very long, like 1 meter stick. On the end of the stick is black usually, so they don't see it. And on the end is the light. Before we go in the water, each picture, I tell the assistant which strong light she should put on. So I always say, like, put less, put more, put this. And she put it in the water on the black stick, on the black background, so you don't see it. and she can still move the stick because the model underwater is moving. So I don't like to have it on one stable point, because if it's on one stable point and the model is moving, you get the light directly in the camera. So my assistant is moving with me and the model. And because my assistants, they really are with me long time, so they already know how to move, and so they see it from the top and moving the light from the top. So I hope you understand. PM images. Hello, Lucy. I tried underwater photography. Sometimes I like to try deep sea. I'm very experienced with underwater in scuba. I'm scuba diver, but I have problems finding models with the same experience. All your models are experienced with water. Okay, there is two types of model. One model, which when I'm looking for model in swimming pool, they don't need to be so much experienced like open sea. Open sea is very difficult and could be dangerous, and you need to be more careful. So that's mean usually when I take somebody to open sea, or there's a person who already was with me in the pool many times, really many times, and I know how she's with the water and what she can do, if she can breathe on the automatic. Or second, I have a lot of friends, girls, in scuba diving community in my country. So usually when I'm doing this with my friends who I know for years, and I exactly know that they will have no panic, they will be okay, what they can do, they know exactly what they will doing. So for the open sea, I will never take somebody who has no big experience, because it can be problem, unless you shoot only in shallow water, like up to 2 meters, then maybe, but still it can be whatever there happened. So, and when I shoot outside, it's always like two safety diver, double than swimming pool. But for the models outside, you're right, it's experienced. And especially, for example, you may have a wonderful model in your country, then you need to travel, and if you like to take the model with you, it's a double cost for the model. So sometimes it's also good to ask some freediving community in the place. For example, you go to Bahamas, you find in Bahamas freediving community, and asking the people. I would suggest freedivers, maybe for the open sea, at least they can hold the breath for longer time and they are not panicking from the water. So that's my answer. Irina, what kind of light do you use on top of the pool? Flash or constant? If the flash, how do you set it on fire remotely? Okay, for the daily routine, I use only flashes, and all my flashes are connected to my camera with 10 meters long cable. So 10 meters is enough long to go around the pool to my assistant who is controlling this. Because before I had another type, but it was like one picture yes, one picture not. Then I decided to go on the really 100% sure side. So I bought, I have two long cables, and we can operate with the cables, and I am 100% sure I will get the light. And flash on the top, and yes, and this flash I use also usually when I'm doing photos, not videos. I'm using also from above when I'm creating the sun on the above the water with the diffuser. I'm putting the diffuser, and I am doing the underwater flash. Of course, I need to put the flash every, I don't know, 5 minutes in the water to make it colder, because this is not a flash done for like surface. But if you keep it cold and not overheated, I am using it like 10 years and it's no problem and it's okay. How you give commands underwater? To the client, I don't give commands underwater because the client doesn't see me. With the client, that's why I'm shooting not with scuba diving equipment. I am shooting on one breath, the same like model. So I'm going with her down and I'm going with her up. So that's mean all the time when we are up, I tell her, okay, darling, can you please make your hands little bit this, your hands little bit that. So that's why. And with my team, first, I don't change my team. So that's mean they know me already. I tell them before what I want, and usually they knew me. And second, I show them. I give them gesture underwater, so they are. I call it with one eye they are watching the client, and second eye they are watching what I show them. But I show them always with the big gesture. That's mean big hands, so they can see the moving. So I show them, come here, go up, go down, or make this, which means make the hair. So if I do, so we have a signals. I recommend you, if you have assistants, make sure what is the signal and they get to used to it. So we have signals what I want and they do it, and I show them usually with my left hand because on the right hand I have the camera, and with the left hand I am showing them what it's necessary. How do you give commands? Tak, René, thank you for giving all the details. I could continue like the next 2 hours. Maybe I get back to you for coaching. Thank you very much, René. Maybe one day we'll meet, and I really happy that you enjoy it. Greetings to, I guess, to Zurich. Irina, what plugins do you use? I am using Imagenomic. I am using ON1 Exposure, and I am using Nick collection software. And I think that's mainly, yes. What for? Your photos are amazing, great. Well, thank you very much, Irina. PM Images, thank you, Lucie. Thank you. You're welcome. Irina, do you work with one pool? Many pools refuse to. So yes, I have one pool because first of all, I have a lot of stuffs like weights, backgrounds, and everything. If I should move it with me to every shooting, I will have a big truck and it will take me 3 hours to load it and unload it. So I have one pool, and they agreed that I have my storage there. So I'm storing my backgrounds. I'm storing my weights, which is like 200 kilograms of weights, which I own. So that's why I don't like to change the pool, because otherwise I cannot imagine only these backgrounds. This is like maybe 200 kilograms. So it's good to have one stable pool. Maria Elena, congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maria. Happy you enjoy it. Irina, thank you so much. Thank you, Irina. PM Images on pools. You have tried to use flashes out of water, or every time are underwater, it's possible to be off water? Yes, I answered it in the previous question. I use them also above the water, but I make them cold or wet every 5 minutes. I ask the assistant to put it in the water they are not overheated. Otherwise, because these lights are not done for be 5 hours without cooling on surface. So this is, I think, the answer. And if you have any question, I just remember you in case that you would like and you are looking for monitor. There is a 10% discount which you can find down, and it's valid for I think 2 weeks. and they are, I think the discount code is, yes, and I think you will receive it also in your email after the presentation. So I'm just checking if there's no more question. And OK, Jaroslav, ahoj Lucka, ako riešiš vlasy pod vodou modelkám, aby ich však stále nemali cez tvár, s tým bojujem asi najviac. Veľmi ťa Aha, Jaro is one of my student from Slovakia. So hello, Jaro. And his question is how I am working with the hair underwater. So the model have them over the face and everywhere. So this is a thing which is important. So what I'm doing, I'm not doing this, it's doing my assistant. For example, I ask Pavlinka, if I see we are starting to having issue with the hair, I ask Pavlina, and usually she's doing following. One hand, she is holding the dress. Second hand, she is doing this. On one side, the model, holding, and here dress, and she goes underwater, still holding the hair. When the client is underwater, Pavlina is doing this, like this, keep it there on the side, and all the time she's ready, and when the hair is going, she's doing with the hand. If the or second, if the model is quite experienced, or she's not the first time, you ask her, darling, if you see the hair, can you please take it out? And the third thing, which is the key and the most important, and I think this is maybe, Jaro, the answer for you, is I always ask my model to be very slowly, because the water doesn't like fast moving. If you are slowly, it doesn't happen that the hair are everywhere. Usually the hair are everywhere if you're trying to do fast and fast moving. So I always ask the model, please imagine you are in slow motion. So she should move like that underwater. And if she is slow, the hair follow her. If she is fast, the hair are like big mess. So the key is be slowly, don't move fast, and ask your assistant to work with that. I think that's the answer. PM images. Thank you, Lucy. Really interesting webinar, helpful and very inspiration. Thank you very much. Happy you like it. So I think, guys, I don't see any more question. I think that's all from my side. Thank you very much for this 2 hours which you spend with me. I hope you really like it. And Vicente, if you want to say something on the end.
Yeah, Lucy, thank you so much for everyone for joining us. As you can see, if you weren't familiar with Lucy's work before, it's really incredible to see all of the work that goes into her work, all of the passion that she brings into it, and to really see that from start to finish, from the ideas, from the costumes, from the props, from the sets, from the crew she works with, and even the personal relationship she builds up with her models. It's really incredible the amount of work, the amount of passion that goes into it. And we feel so lucky to have her here with us today for this webinar. So we're very happy about that. And as said before to everyone, as said, we have you can always check out our other upcoming webinars. If you enjoyed today's webinar, I can assure you're also going to love the other webinars we have. We have quite a few lined up in the coming days. And the discount code as well, which you see here, will be active for the next 2 weeks, which you'll also be receiving via email. We always encourage everyone to check out the reviews for themselves. We really have the privilege of working with people and never having to send people scripts or anything like that. Every review that you see online, including the ones from Lucy, are always 100% honest, and we're always thrilled to get all of the fantastic feedback from the artists and photographers that use it. So with that being said, we'll still leave the room open for about 10-15 more minutes if you'd like to check out any of the links. But from us at BenQ, we want to say thank you to everyone who came, and of course to you as well, Lucy.
Thank you.
Great. Then wishing everyone a lovely evening, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.